Rob Ryzin is the one and only full-fledged and straight edge and high-flying, death-defying, above your level Denver Daredevil. I've had one goal since I was a kid. I want to be a professional wrestler. I want to be a WWE superstar. I'm the best professional wrestler in the state as far as I'm concerned. Rob Ryzin is the dreamer of dreamers. He had a dream at a young age and would stop at nothing to achieve that dream. And is looking for that crack in the door to kick it wide open and show the world who Rob Ryzin can be. Being Rob Ryzin, I'm going to have a lot of enemies. I'm going to have a lot of opponents. I've always said it, anybody, anytime, anywhere, any place, Rob Ryzin's a fighter, and I will beat you. I'm definitely two different people. People would say that Rob Ryzin is the superhero of sorts. Once Superman jumps out of his, his normal button-up and takes off his glasses, he's super. Backstage, right before I enter that curtain, I'm thinking, don't mess this up. I'm preparing mentally. I'm stretching. I'm getting physically ready to go out there into battle before I go through that curtain. But once I do, it's showtime.
Ladies and gentlemen, moving the ring at this time, weighing in at 195 pounds, hailing from Denver, Colorado, he is your new era champion, the Denver Daredevil, Rob Ryzin!
Once you step foot into that ring, and you look directly across from you, and there's a guy who literally wants what you have, but you got to look at him from all angles. What's he gonna do? What's he, what is he thinking? Is he really, gonna play it fair? You have all these thoughts running into your mind about him, and then ultimately, how am I gonna beat this guy? When I do beat him, when I beat him, how am I gonna celebrate afterwards? I have a couple signature moves. So that's a head scissors. He was going to throw a nice big clothesline, and I had seen it coming. I was able to swing up his body, wrap my legs around his head, and rotate, flipping him, onto his back. I really go all out, and I do some crazy moves that a lot of people haven't seen, or a lot of people wouldn't even think to attempt. That's why they call me the Denver Daredevil. One that people recognize the most is the Swanton Bomb, and that's where I jump off of the top rope in kind of a swan position and land across my opponent.
Explosive.
Once I feel like I'm near defeat, what really helps is the amping of the crowd. They start getting behind me, they start cheering my name, they start going just completely crazy because ultimately they don't want to see that guy win. They want to see Rob Ryzin.
Let's go, Ryzin!
I really go from 100% to maybe 150%. And then I go onto my reserves while they're still riding on empty. That's usually what really pulls me through is, the crowd, the participation from the crowd, and them just chanting my name, Ryzin, Ryzin. That gets me going. That just that fires me up inside, and that's usually what gets me to victory. I think that you win fans just by being you, but an extension of yourself. Take it easy, bro. And going out there and providing them with the best version of you that you can be. They look up to you in a lot of ways. You have to be personable, you have to always be outgoing and willing to meet and greet just about everyone who wants to meet you, because ultimately they're the ones that make you who you are. I hope when they go home at night, they're like, man, I want to be like Rob Ryzin when I grow up. I was once that 5, 6, 7-year-old kid who said, I'm going to be a professional wrestler someday. So I just say go for it.
That's a high five.
Keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars. I'm glad that kids look up to me. I'm glad that I can be a positive role model for them, because they could see that from top to bottom, whether it's flirting, whether it's wrestling, whether it's athleticism. You don't need liquid courage to go approach somebody. You don't need, drugs to make your life better. I've never drank, I've never smoked, I've never done drugs. I live a straight edge lifestyle, and I'm very proud of that. It takes a lot of hard work to be a champion and stay a champion. You have to be at the top of your game. You have to be the best entertainer. You have to be the best talker. You have to be the best looking. I don't have a problem with that. You have to work out in the gym. You have to look the part of a professional wrestler. You have to have the attitude that I am going to be the champion. I'm from top to bottom the total package, in my own opinion. And my own opinion is the only one that matters. After a match, I'm running through the good and the bad and the ugly. And the ugly is usually my opponent, just so we can clarify. It's often just a time for me to reflect. I'm beat up, I'm sore, but that's also when I feel the most accomplished. I'm still the champion, and I above all else, am doing what I love. Rob Ryzin is going to make it. Come hell or high water, there is nothing that can stop Rob Ryzin from achieving his dreams, his goals, and his aspirations. Rob Ryzin is rising above, and will always be rising above.